Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Murmuhu. The divine love Sri Ramakrishna is extolling, and we see the Thakur telling the love of God, ecstatic love of God. When love of God manifested in all its glory, we see it in a different way. That world, such a world in which we live, which we cannot forget, and all senses and mind are always tuned to the external world. That world altogether disappears. Like a person is given anesthesia and he has lost his external awareness. And the body is such a dear thing that also disappears from the awareness. Just like you enter into deep sleep and you neither have a body nor mind nor this world. To that extent, one forgets, and internal awareness awakens to be with and in company of God, within, play with God intimately. Chaitanya had his ecstatic love. He took wood for sacred grove of Vrindavan, that is forest, for the sacred grove of Vrindavan, and the ocean for dark waters of Jamuna. Second, one has no feeling of mineness towards body, which is so dear to man. One wholly gets rid of the feeling that the body is the soul. As we love God, the more we love God, we are spirit, we are Chaitanya. And more we hold on to the world, we are body. Intensely body when we are immersed in the enjoyment, bodily enjoyments, we are intensely body. The spirit is completely as if erased. Spiritual awareness releases from body and makes me separate from the body as if, and I am clinging to God. The bodily existence just hangs over behind. Here we see the distinction between body and my own individual existence, the soul. We usually use the term soul in English, referring to the Jivatman with capital S as far as possible. This S with capital, sometimes small, is also used, but it refers to the Jivatman. Soul and body, when we say in a Western context, soul means the inner thing, that is mind, senses, everything which is independent of body. We don't consider this the karmic load and all that which makes the soul separate from body. That soul, Jivatman, which has a drive from within of the karmic load, which is an entity with Pancha Karmendriya, Pancha Jnanendriya, Pancha Prana, Buddhi, Manas, and all this, except physical body. So this part, 17 parts together, is called Jiva. This soul seems to be separate from the bodily existence, physical existence. The part which goes to that is Jivatman and Sharira. Deha Bhava, Jiva Bhava. Then the moment you move towards the Jiva Bhava, you feel yourself separate from the bodily existence. One wholly gets rid of the feeling that body is the soul. There are certain signs of God realization. The man in whom longing for God manifests its glories is not far from attaining Him. The man in whom there are certain signs of God realization. The man in whom longing for God manifests its glories is not far from attaining Him. The longing for God, glories of longing for God manifest in some person, glories of longing. I long for God. There are certain signs there of longing. What are the glories of that longing? Sri Ramakrishna himself is putting question and answering. They are discrimination, viveka, dispassion, vairagya, compassion, daya for living beings, serving holy men, sadhu seva, loving their company, sadhu sangha, chanting the name and glories of God, telling the truth and the like. When these things we see naturally manifesting in a person, the longing is manifesting at the physical level, at the psychic and feeling level of a person. The longing belongs purely to the heart. Heart independent of the feelings. Feeling heart is different, spiritual heart is different. The independent of the feeling heart is mostly it is associated with the external objective world. Feelings. When this feelings has inner attraction, is governed or operated by inner longing for God, it takes a different turn. This one, they are discrimination, dispassion, compassion for living beings, serving holy men, longing for their company, loving their company, chanting the name and glories of God, telling the truth and the like. These great and good qualities that are rare in normal human beings become manifest in this person who is longing for God. These are natural expressions. He doesn't err in these things. When you see those signs of longing in an aspirant, you can rightly say that for him the vision of God is not far to seek. That is, the goal is very near. Sri Ramakrishna used to say, when it is dawn, the sun is bound to appear. Dawn is the sign that shows sun is going to appear. The state of a servant's house will tell you unmistakably whether his master has decided to visit it. First, the rubbish and jungle around the house are cleared up. Second, the soot and dirt are removed from the rooms. Third, the courtyard, floors and other places are swept clean. Finally, the master himself sends various things to the house, such as carpet, hubble for smoking and the like. When you see these things arriving, you conclude that a master will very soon come. This is the very beautiful way when kings or even now the political leaders come to any place, you will see everything is nicely decorated, cleaned, made as if the sign itself will show somebody is visiting. A devotee. Sir, should one first practice discrimination to attain self-control? Master, that's also a path. Viveka. It is called the path of vichara, reasoning. But the inner organs are brought under control naturally through the path of devotion as well. It is rather easily accomplished that way. Sense pleasures appear more and more tasteless as the love for God grows. Can carnal pleasure attract a grief-stricken man and woman the day their child has died? Devotee, how can I develop love for God? Always there is Sri Ramakrishna is always, you see, making people reduce their reasoning regarding God, and because it is the reasoning will delay, because every reasoning says you give up, give up, give up, give up. This is not God. This is not God. This is not the path. Even the doubts appear in mind. Am I doing sadhana properly? If reasoning is there. Now, a sadhaka is there who is doing his spiritual practices and all, sees that he is now, after a long number of days, months, years also, he is not finding any results as such. If reasoning is there, then immediately, is my sadhana, there is mistake, I have taken the right path, has my Guru given me the right mantra, does this mantra take me to God, has anybody realized God through this mantra? So many doubts, so many things start groping up in the mind of just because there is reasoning behind. If reasoning temperament is not there, then the sadhaka who is doing goes on doing silently. One day or other, God will take mercy on me. Guru has told me, assured me, and given me this path. I have to go. Maybe I have to walk a longer. But the faith, the doubt doesn't appear. Faith makes the path and the time taken go on and on. Two things. One is faith, one is longing. Longing is the engine that pulls the huge locomotive of sadhana passing through long term. We take initiation, start our spiritual practices, try to do as much as possible along with the work and duties, try to offer the work and duties to God, and all carefully is going, but whole life it may take to see that some result they are able to get. At least a calm, peaceful mind that thought of God is constantly coming within him. To that extent also, it may take decades of sadhana. But with all that, he doesn't feel, oh, time is passing, it's going away so fast. I have not attained. But he understands the speed in which time is going. Oh, I have to do more. Because time is faster, I have to do more. In these things, time is going away. Means when he sees that time is going away, I have to do more, I have to do more. The end is coming nearer. Some people feel, oh, I have done all these years. Now what more to do? Feel exhausted like. So this love of God and the path of Sri Ramakrishna is to advise love of God, love of God. It gives constant sustaining fire from within to any lover you see, anything you love. how you'll be clinging to it, whether it is available or not, how it makes you cling to it. So this love, which sustains the sadhana through long period and freely makes you move without any obstruction, without any conflicts, external fightings, nothing is there. It is going on and you will start seeing the results faster because some amount of internal freedom it goes on giving. Because more you start loving God, less body you are. Demands of the flesh goes on decreasing. This freedom from the world and bodily existence itself gives him great peace. There in this path of reasoning, the Jnana Patha, you have to forcefully renounce. All desires you have to renounce. The inner drives and urges will not keep quiet. There is a great fighting going on in the mind and heart at all times. So that part is not. He must be very strong in his ideal that at will he must be able to give up all enjoyments. No means no. Then it is all right. Most of us, we common people, go through the path of bhakti and with jnana as the adhara. Because if we live the Advaitic truth, in case of the shocks of life and pains and sufferings will come, definitely come in everybody's life. If you don't have a Advaitic strong base, then you'll get disturbed. Here, Advaitic strong base will be taking care of this instability in life. Everything is passing event. Everything is going on. So the world has a constantly changing flux which nothing can be preserved. All this understanding make him to leave the running and hold on to the eternal. What are the glories of God? We saw compassion and all that. When you see these signs of longing in an aspirant, you can rightly say that for him the vision of God is not far to seek. The state of servant's house, we saw that anybody is going to come, the master is going to come, everything will be taken care, and these are the signs make us understand the master is going to come. Like the heart when it longs for God, discriminates and all that, we see is going to get the vision of God. A devotee, sir, should one first practice discrimination to attain? That's also a path, it is called. But it is rather easily accomplished that way. The sense pleasures appear more and more tasteless as love of God grows. Can carnal pleasure attract the grief-stricken man and woman the day their child has died? A devotee, how can I develop love for God? Repeat His name. Sins will disappear. Thus you will destroy lust, anger, the desire for creature comforts, and so on. Devotee, how can I take delight in God's name? Repeat the names of God and you see the sins will disappear. Here sins means the tendency, the karma has two aspects. One karmic reaction, that is karmic load, which brings us the sukha and dukkha. Another part of the karma is there which makes me long for the enjoyments of the world. Vasana. One is karma phala, which gives the sukha dukkha. There is vasana, which drives me again into the world. This drive, vasana kshaya and tattva jnana happens at a time. So vasana kshaya is when Sri Ramakrishna says here, the sins will be destroyed. It is the tendency to indulge in the world, the karmic load, building up the karmic load. that which doesn't allow you to build up the karmic load. The vasanas are destroyed, the tendencies are destroyed. Since will disappear, thus you will destroy lust, anger, and the desire for creation, comforts, and so on. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Mudha, all these things, even Ahankara, Raga, Dvesha, all these inner enemies are destroyed if you can take the name of God, constantly repeat the name of God. You see that the tendencies are destroyed. So lust is destroyed, anger is destroyed. All these are based on the simple, that old tendencies you have created, the drive, the past momentum that is driving you. If that is not, drive itself is not there, you don't seek anything. Then the question comes, how can I take delight in God's name? Guru asked the disciple to repeat the mantra, but mantra is insipid. Oh, he repeats a few times, and what is this going on, repeating the same name again and again? What is this? How long am I to repeat? Man becomes tired. So unless he finds some delight in it, some joy in it, children while going in the vehicle, they will ask now and then, how much time is there? How long is there? How long? Sitting inside, instead of enjoying the trip, they will be asking. They have some other things to do. Just to go and watch here, there, play, and this. The travel becomes like that. The sadhana, how long to do, what to do, how long to repeat this name of God. These things appear as if he's exhausted of all that. But the thing is, here, that's why he's asking, how do I find delight in taking the name of God? If there is delight in whatever I am delighted with, I try to cling, hold on to it. So here, delight in the repeating the name of God. Pray to God with a yearning heart that you may take delight in His name. He will certainly fulfill your heart's desire. Just like the touch with the world makes me worldly and interested in world, trying to hold on to this world. The touch with the divine makes me seek divine intensely. He says, pray to God with a yearning heart. When you pray to God, the prayer is where you directly come in contact with the divine. During japa, mind may go here and there. During trying to do dhyana, mind may go here and there. But in prayer, you're talking to God as if. So when you are in prayer, mind doesn't go here and there. It remains constantly at the feet of God. Intensely when we pray, our heart and mind merges in each other, in the will, and to ask for God to help. This on one side, when I pray and ask for something, my ego is surrendered. God has to interfere. In prayer, one thing, important thing is, I am surrendering my ego. I am surrendering my will when I pray. Because if I preserve my ego of doership, enjoyership, it doesn't tally with the prayer. You help me and I do. Here there is surrender of ego. The doership is offered. You have to do. And once the ego is offered, kartritva, bhoktritva, jnatritva, now God has to take care. God has to interfere in his life. So in prayer, One thing is you are directly talking to God. Mind doesn't go anywhere and you are coming in touch with God directly. When they touch, just like I come in touch with the world intimately, the enjoyments catch hold of me. I no more need to catch. Once I am interested and observe it and see people enjoying, my mind goes and starts catching the enjoyment. Here is touch with the God who is peace, joy, bliss absolute. That longing, it creates a longing for God. With whichever people we mix with, we get a tendency to be one with. So here also we see we are trying to be one with God. Slowly, double way it works. The prayer makes me surrender my ego. Prayer means surrender of ego. You help me. I am helpless. You take charge of me. You see that I do all these things. The more and more we try to surrender, ego is destroyed on one side, the divine help appears from the other side. Pray to the God with yearning heart that you may take delight in His name. He will certainly fulfill your desire. He will certainly fulfill your desire. This is an assurance. In Bhagavad Gita also you will see many assurances that in Bhagavad Gita Sri Krishna gives. Do this ananyasya yoga kshemam vahamyam. I will do this. I will do that for you. This will happen for you if you do like this. Assurances. So saying, the Master sang a song in a sweet voice, pleading the Divine Mother to show her grace to suffering men. Sri Ramakrishna is saying this. Master sang a song in a sweet voice, pleading with Divine Mother to show her grace to the suffering men. Look at the vast heart. Oh Mother, I have no one else to blame. Alas, I sink in the well these very hands have dug. With the 6 passions for my spade, I dug a pit in the sacred land of earth, and now the dark waters of death gushes out. How can I save myself, O Redeemer? And we see here how beautifully, surely I have been my own enemy. How can I now ward off this dark water of death? Behold, the waters rise to my chest. How can I save myself, O Mother, save me? Thou art my only refuge. With thy protecting glance, take me across to the other shore of the world. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.